Special event alert.
I had to stop at a store because I had no more feminine products.
Which is excuse number 8 for being late for Changeover, your weekly space news and variety show. I'm your host, Marty Smith, and I'm joined by Mr. History, Eric Perrott.
Hello from sunny Florida.
The retirement center.
Our man in the closet, Jake Wall.
Man in the closet.
Man in the closet.
Good to see you guys.
And our puzzle princess, Anna Mondragon.
Hey now.
We're here to bring you the latest headlines and updates pertinent to all Guardians and to the other Earthbound branches as well. So take your seats, get informed, and have a laugh as we present Late for Changeover. Hey, that worked out better than I thought it would.
Yeah, it did.
So,
There you go.
well, welcome back. You know, I posted that picture out on Facebook and LinkedIn. I got a lot of likes on just the picture.
Really?
So I don't know if they just want to see us and not hear us.
That's probably true. Yeah.
Possibly.
But I got some likes on LinkedIn from people I knew. Olivia Cruz. Olivia Cruz
Oh,
said
nice.
she liked it. And I was like, oh, she said Happy New Year. And I was like, wow. Teddy Suazo said she liked it. So, it was people that haven't heard from any 19 Stops people. So they must not.
They hate
They
you.
either don't like Anna or they didn't like me. And it was probably
Big
me.
possibility of the combination of the two.
That could have been. That could have been.
I would agree.
Going with that.
Who was that guy, Eric, that you knew that was like, what the hell is this? Who is a friend of yours, your old friend that you
Yeah,
hadn't heard
he's a
of?
retired senior master sergeant. Said, "What the hell is this?" He's an old
Yeah,
mentor.
well,
He's a
fair
good dude.
Well, Happy New Year all. So let's kick off with a different type of story. So since Eric's got to go because it's way past curfew in the retirement home.
Yeah, dude. Quiet hours
Are
started
you
at
at a
10.
retirement community?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
I might as well be. I'm in an over 60 community with at a trailer park
In Florida.
That's really cool.
in
I
Florida,
like it.
down in
That's
Largo. Yeah,
That
Look at
is
the
my
drones behind him.
aspiration.
It's
I am
like
actually
8 different
sitting-
colors of beige.
I'm sitting in a Florida room. Right?
Doesn't get any more colorful at
Is
all.
that an
I don't know.
attachment to
I like the mauve.
Yeah, it's right behind the garage. So where you see that curtain is the main house. And my wife and my mother-in-law and father-in-law are in there. They're crashed.
playing
I know
cards?
you're not waking them up, are you? You're not
No, I'm far
annoying
enough
them.
away. I don't think they can hear me. We're good.
All right.
They're playing canasta.
Hopefully.
Canasta.
That's an old
Bingo.
lady game.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Old lady game.
What is it called?
I tell you,
Peanut
I learned
Cribbage.
cribbage from my parents. I love cribbage.
I still love cribbage.
I do too. I do
Yeah.
too.
Never learned how to play.
A lot of
Yeah.
math.
Well, it takes some.
Yeah.
It's not just hitting the ball with the club. Speaking of hitting the ball with the club,
Oh,
Eric,
Ooh.
since you're going to bail on us,
shots fired.
but
Good
as
transition.
we know, the military is full of golfers, right? Full
Yes,
of
sir,
a lot
buddy.
of golfers. So I thought this is sort of military related, but not really. But I thought it was cool when it came up, and it's on right now. It's probably over by now on ESPN. But I'm so out of it's been like 3 weeks we haven't done it.
Yeah.
So this one from yahoo.com. All right. It's ready for prime time. The high-tech indoor golf to hit ESPN platforms. So after years of anticipation, a high-tech indoor golf league spearheaded by two of the sport's modern greats is finally ready to tee off Tuesday night.
Right on.
Tonight.
Yep.
Led by Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy, TGL, or Tomorrow's Golf League, will begin at their custom-built Florida venue, the SoFi Center, and will be broadcast on ESPN, having initially meant to start last year, but it started tonight.
Yeah.
The virtual nature in the 1,500 capacity stadium it will be hosted in is aimed at attracting a younger audience. The venture is the brainchild of TMRW Sports, a company co-founded by Woods and McElroy. The opening game of the new league sees the trio of Ricky Fowler, Matt Fitzpatrick, and Xander Schauffele.
Shoffley.
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 Wasn't even close to that one.
Shoffley.
Well, if you see it spelled, you'll be like, I can't do it. Of the New York Golf Club take on the Bay Golf Club's Shane Lowry, Wyndham Clark, and Ludwig Aberg. Aberg. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
I should have just gave the story to you.
I know.
Yeah. It's awesome, man. I'm enjoying it. I was watching the first few minutes of it. It's really cool.
So let
The
me
technology is
real
amazing.
quick. Yeah, it's really cool, and I'll show you a video on it. Golfers on each 4-player team will hit tee and approach shots into a 64 by 53 foot simulator before moving to the green zone, a green that can be uniquely rotated and sloped on each hole thanks to a turntable and actuators under its surface.
67 of them. So
Yeah, it's really cool.
it raises and lowers the green in certain positions to represent each different hole. Amazing.
So
No, that's cool.
this is all like indoor golf.
Impressive.
Yeah.
It is.
Let me instead of explaining the rules, because as I was going through that story, I was like, these rules, it's like explaining the rules of any game. People are like, get on with it, get on with it, right? So here's a little video on what they're doing.
Playing a hole in TGL requires all the same shots as on any other golf course. Each team will tee it up on our real grass tee box to start each hole, hitting into our massive
Look at
screen. This is what we call screenplay. Depending on the result of the tee
24
shot,
times
teams
bigger
will
than any
continue
other
to play their
size.
shots into the screen off the
Yeah,
fairway.
so much for Wii
The
golf.
rough, or out of sand if they happen to land in a bunker. Teams will continue until they're within the boundary of the green zone on screen. At this point, we move into the real world, where the ball is accurately placed within our tech-infused green zone, and play continues until the ball drops in the hole. This is TGL, presented by SoFi, coming January
cool.
2025 on ESPN.
So, Eric, you said there were like a bunch of different actuators underneath that green?
Yeah.
So they can just adjust the green as they see fit.
Right. So the course is
Yeah.
designed. They have a tech guy that designed the course, and each green is different for that hole, of course. So every time you get to like hole number 3, the green will adjust up and down, and it actually turns 360 degrees to give you the right roll. Pretty amazing. The
That's
technology.
pretty cool.
I think this thing is going to be huge for Tiger Woods and Rory.
Yeah, the actuators are like these little steel discs underneath the carpet, and they can raise and make one side higher or the other side, or slope it however they want it. It's pretty neat.
So they
And what's
basically
cool-
it's all pre-programmed and then saved, and they're like hole 3.
Right. And it's like,
Right.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat.
And they don't hit off mats. You know, most of indoor is hitting off a mat.
Yeah.
They actually have sand if the ball is in the sand, or grass when you're teeing off, or a real rough, which is actual grass that they're hitting out of the rough on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was watching them, and they're pulling divots off of their wherever
Yeah.
they're hitting from.
Yeah.
And they got a shot clock. They got
Yep.
like 40
Oh,
seconds to
nice.
take a shot, so they can't sit around and BS and
Well, what's
waggle
nice
a bunch
too
of times. Yeah.
Is the crowds can heckle them.
Right.
You know, they're all
They're
mic'd up
they're
and they're
all
all
mic'd up.
talking. Yeah.
It looks like it's kind of neat, and
That is
and
cool.
it's just like what was it? Was it an hour, or is it still going?
It's 2 hours.
Oh, it's 2 hours. All right.
So it's
So it's got a
15
timeline.
Yeah, 15 holes. The first 9 are 3 players. So one hits the drive, the second guy hits the second shot, third guy hits it to the green. And then the last 6 holes are singles, one against one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So-
Pretty neat.
I don't
Sounds
know.
like fun.
That is pretty cool.
It sounds like a combination of like Wii golf. What? It does, because it's exactly it. They hit that screen, and then the computer figures out the
Takes it.
trajectory.
Yeah.
And then what's like the bar you go to where you can play all the other
Top
simulator games? Well, there's
Yeah,
and it's
Topgolf.
like Top Golf and
They also got that place in Parker now, which is the Swing Bays. Have you heard of the Swing Bays?
no.
Yeah, it's over by Safeway.
You sure that's not a sex thing?
Yeah,
No.
exactly. That's a swingers club.
It's
called a swing-
Subtly throw in the upside down pineapple. Last
why
time
do
I
I
throw
gotta
in the
go-
upside down pineapple,
I
and now
tried,
you're going
by the
over
way.
to swing bays. What's the base? BAE? Is that what
I
it's
tried.
called?
My wife wouldn't let me go.
What's the? Why are the directions have me go down to this alley and knock on
Yeah.
this metal door? I don't understand.
Why is there a
golf-
special knock?
You guys have it. It's right by Safeway in the same strip mall.
BYOP, bring your own protection. I don't
Hey, now.
understand why
I love that.
that doesn't make any sense.
Oh my goodness!
Bring your own putter,
Yeah. Oh, I got
Putter.
my putter. Oh, okay.
driver.
Eric shows up. He's got his putter.
It's got all the acronym. I mean, not acronyms, but all the words that driver,
Oh, yeah.
putter,
Yeah,
balls, holes,
Oh.
ball washer. It's everything. It's
yeah. I think it's going to be huge for
Ball
golf.
washer
Because
sound.
think about the money that they have to pay these professional golfers to come in and play this little golf league when they still have the PGA Tour tournaments.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, the
Right.
guys that are playing tonight here in Florida have to turn right around and fly all the way to Hawaii for the Sony that starts this Thursday.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's rough.
So you got to be paying these players some pretty good money to sit there on PGL.
Well, and then Live is still around, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean, those
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
are paying through the ceiling for those guys. So
Yep. It's going to be interesting to see if any of the live golfers participate as a team with TGL.
oh yeah,
Right now, there are 6 teams. Down in South Florida is one. That's the one Tiger's on. There's one out of Georgia. Rory's on the one out of Boston. New York is Ricky Fowler. And then the LA team and the Bay team. Bay team playing tonight with Shane Lowry.
but I
So
thought
they
I,
have a season and then brackets and stuff?
yes, they do. Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
That's
they
cool.
do.
All right.
But I also thought I read something where there's going to be celebrities doing it too,
Juanito wants in.
Yeah.
and then it starts to get a little,
Yeah, sketchy.
battle of the network stars. But that would be more fun to see, right?
Interesting enough, a lot of the investors were celebrities. Like I know Williams, not Venus, but Serena Williams was one of the investors in this thing
Well,
with Tiger.
and they don't really walk because they just
No.
walk out to the same 3 different surfaces and then they turn around and they walk to the green.
Correct.
So, you could get Trump out there.
Yeah,
Trump versus Biden.
I think this thing's going to take off. I really do. I really do.
Hey, let Juan in.
Oh, Juan's here?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that's lucky.
Anna, he can never see the chat.
I know.
I can't because I'm a one-man shop here, man.
I know. You're good. What are you talking about? Anna
Oh,
pulled your
I didn't
happened
pulled
to
her
Eric?
weight.
Where'd Eric go? Shit. Eric.
Mhm.
Oh, everybody's
Oh,
gone.
man.
I'm all fucked up. Where's Eric?
He was
I
like,
think,
okay, good night. Bye.
I think
That's my
Eric
out.
Yeah.
dropped. I think
Tag
he
him
dropped.
out.
His
Yeah,
phone
maybe
died.
he did. I think he's gone. Damn it.
Oh man, his inside theories on that were cool.
Shit.
What was he only
No, I
going
don't,
to be
I
in
don't see him
temporarily?
in here. Well,
Yeah, he was
Oh, he's
only in
back.
here
He's
temporarily.
Sorry about that, fellas.
hold on, Eric. I'm a little screwed up here. I don't have. Oh,
There we go.
All right, sorry.
Boom.
Okay.
I lost my connection for a minute. Sorry about that.
Well, you lost your connection as I was trying to hit the right format for everybody on here, and I was like, "Oh shit! I think I killed him. I think I lost him." Or he got so frustrated he just said, "Forget it. I'm
Pissed.
out of here."
Done.
My
missed
Sominex is
you out.
starting to kick in.
Oh, I knew it.
Too much spaghetti at dinner.
Oh, goodness.
Little Mule,
What-
good to see you, man.
What time does the cafeteria stop serving breakfast, Eric? You need to.
I think it starts pretty early at 6.
Oh, I know it
So-
starts early.
but
I'm
I
saying
got to
it
take
stops. You got to sleep
my-
in a little,
my mandatory hot tub visit in the morning.
loosen up the old joints before
You
you
gotta
walk to
keep
the
things
cafeteria.
That is
Yeah.
fantastic. Sounds great.
I know, doesn't it? It really does.
All about
Yeah.
that. Hot tub, buffet,
Tough
cafeteria.
day.
Yeah.
Golf carts.
Oh,
Tough
golf cart
day.
racing.
Yeah, it's great. So Juan, what's going on with class? No class?
No, I did have classes just because that's not early, just in case the roads get too icy. I mean, they're already icy, but it is downtown.
Well, cool. I was hoping you'd come on because as I was sending out the invites, I was like, "Is he ever going to come back?" I don't know if he's.
No, I mean, if I can make it, I'll make it, right? But it's just
I mean, you're getting up into the hair world now, so you're like a
Yeah,
big celebrity.
way up there.
Pretty soon we're going to be asking for autographs.
Okay, right in the side of my head, right here. Wani.
hey, if you want to design, let me know. I can do that.
I think you
Well, we
got to
just-
step up your hair game first, though, man. What's going on? I know
Oh,
it's
dude,
been a long day,
first of
but
all,
there's
hey,
no
Check
excuse
this
for
out.
this.
Check this out. Look at all
Oh,
these
Oh,
curls.
he's growing it out. He's got
Look at
some
that.
curl
Flowing
going
locks.
on.
Are you
Yeah.
perming?
So,
Are you
yeah,
is
'cause
that a
actually-
permanent? Is that a
It's
permanent?
just that it's curly, so it sits. But yeah, look at that.
Looks like
Dude, I
soul
think
glow.
you're looking sexy. I'm a bald-headed man, envious of all the hair, so it's all good.
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah,
it looks-
so
I'd
people ask
rather
me
be
if I
bald
get a
than have
perm.
that.
So they keep asking me if I'm getting a perm and if I dye my hair. Is like the answers to both of them. No.
Yeah. Clearly, you
That's how
didn't
it
give
was.
enough shits while you were in the military, or you'd have more grays.
oh yeah, right.
See examples 1 and 2.
And 3.
I wasn't going to call you out on it.
Jay cared so much that I just went poof.
Yes.
Good.
Well, good. You just missed the new ESPN Golf League story. So
I was listening to it.
Okay.
That's what,
Yeah, because I wouldn't let you in.
From the waiting
Yeah. Well, I sent you a message saying "Daddy" with a question mark.
I'm limited ops. You know that by now. There's too much going on here. All
Yeah.
right.
He can't even make up a new excuse for being late for changeover anymore.
Oh
He had
man,
to pawn it off on Anna.
he's just like,
It's a good
I'm like-
one.
That was a good one. That's gonna work well. So everybody has a new one. Everybody gets a turn. So
Well,
52 of those sons of bitches. That's a lot.
um,
All right, you guys. I got a boogie. You guys have a great time, man. It's good to see everybody.
All right,
good to
man.
see
Yeah.
you. Have fun.
Say hi to your
We'll talk
wife.
to
Say
you
hi to
later.
your parents.
You got
Good
it.
night,
Bye-bye.
ciao. Opening
All
up
right. See you
soon.
later. All right. Finally. Now let's get down to business.
It doesn't.
Get down to business at least.
yeah, realize that Jake is not the minority.
I know.
Oh, dang.
Come on, man.
We all have hair except for him.
well,
Yeah.
Jake is the most whitest guy on the podcast right now. That's right.
Excessively white. I got my 23andMe. I was so disappointed.
Oh, what was it?
Scottish.
Fucking, it is so white. I have to legally pronounce the H. I'm like white. Like it's that bad.
It says like,
It's like
congratulations.
100% northern, like not even Mediterranean, not even a 1% Jewish, nothing. It is all English and Scandinavian.
I thought you were Jewish. though.
Whoa.
I thought so too.
So you're like,
You're a Viking?
so you're
Yeah,
so
you-
white that like
you got
they
Viking
come back
going
saying,
on?
Or inbred English. That's it.
Oh, well, yeah.
So they come
Yeah.
back say congratulations, you're like 100% conqueror.
Yeah, exactly. I
You
oppress.
seem
I
a little
specialize in oppressing minorities.
Yeah, well,
I
good.
should have been a cop.
Yeah. You're like one of the originals.
I missed my calling.
If you said that.
What?
Sir, please spread your cheeks and lift your balls.
Yep.
up.
Mm.
Like, all right.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, God.
Well, let's start 2025 on a good story, on a good quick story. All right.
After I get canceled.
Well, yeah. I mean, one of the last stories Jake will see. This is from stripes.com. World War II Army nurse veteran celebrates her 105th birthday. Now, this is a little old. This is back on December 20th, but I thought it was great.
She's still alive? Yeah, I was like,
Yes. Well, I didn't check, but we're going to assume yes.
Okay.
On December 20th, World War II Army nurse veteran Regina Benson celebrated her 105th birthday. Let me show you Regina.
Wow.
105.
Man.
Born on December 20th, 1919 in Philadelphia to Italian immigrant parents, Regina was one of 9 children and a twin. Inspired by her sense of patriotic duty, Benson served as a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army Nurse Corps in Hawaii, Okinawa, and Japan from September 44 to 1946. She provided critical medical care to wounded soldiers during the war. For Benson, the most meaningful part of her Army nursing career was offering comfort to dying soldiers, ensuring that they were not alone in their final moments.
That's what 100 looks like. Wow.
105.
No,
And here is
back in the
Second
day.
Lieutenant Regina Benson. God, those pictures were always so good of them back then.
Like,
They,
damn,
they'd
what's
look
so
good in uniform. You know
Well,
what I mean?
and they're actually fit back then.
Well, yeah, they weren't eating all the crap.
Properly
Yeah,
fit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
While stationed in Hawaii, Benson met her husband, William Benson, a supply officer and company commander. After their service, they married and began a life together, raising 3 children, 2 sons and 1 daughter. They have 5 grandchildren. William continued his military service in the reserves, retiring as a lieutenant colonel, while Regina transitioned to civilian nursing as a civilian surgical nurse. Regina worked in hospital operating rooms and later on the urology ward, dedicating decades to patient care before retiring in her 60s. In her 60s. So she's had 45 years of being retired. Regina was also involved in her community, volunteering for charities and her church. Says you can wish her a happy birthday by signing her birthday card on the Friends of the National World War II Memorials website. I never heard of that. Pretty cool,
Wow.
though.
That is really cool.
Happy birthday to... Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said she was 105. To Regina Benson, 100 on December 20th.
Oh.
Well, that was a good start, right?
Heck
Well, you
yeah.
said she was born in 1919 or 19?
1919.
Yeah, so she's going to 105 very soon.
What the hell did the headline say? Yeah, it is
I think,
105.
I think it was just her picture.
Oh, that picture.
Yeah,
was
that's when she was
100. That's
100.
what threw me. Yeah, sorry. Jeez,
But
we're
that's
off
what the
to
hundreds look like.
banging 2025 here.
Wow.
I'm the only one laughing. Everybody else is like, "Oh my
I love
God,
it.
how much
I
more
love
am
it.
I going to do on this show?"
So I wonder. So she survived COVID. Did she survive the Spanish flu? When was the Spanish flu? I'm
Back in the
curious.
Spanish
Well, I
days.
don't know.
Why do you not know that? Aren't you
Oh,
from that?
She was,
Scratch-
hey, she was
scratch
born
her
a year
surface.
after the Spanish flu. It was 1918.
No, so she just dodged it.
Or maybe
okay.
her parents were immune to it. She was born with the immunity, and that's why she survived all this.
She was born.
Ways to go with that.
Not a girl.
Or she ate her twin.
Oh my God! Jesus. Now we're back on track.
Hell yeah.
All right, so
My eyes watering.
so for the next story, this is either going to be proof that the Space Force is physically soft,
Oh, the rock.
or it's going to be proof that they're physically genius. All right. So it's a good thing that Eric's not here because Eric would just grumble throughout this entire story.
Oh.
Yeah.
But-
Nice.
But there's some merit to what they're doing here. All right. So this story is from stripes.com. And it says Space Force Guardians overwhelmingly accepting of the new fitness tracker in this new study.
Well, Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I would be too.
I get credit for walking into the office.
Hold
dude,
on,
yeah.
wait. It's
how
more than
active
that.
you are
Hold
throughout
on,
the day.
hold on.
Oh.
Thousands of Space Force Guardians have traded out fitness tests for continuous tracking of their workouts. The 2-year study, expected to wrap up in 2025, has attracted about 7,500 Guardians, nearly 80% of the force, with most of those participating in Colorado, explained Adam Strang, a psychologist with the Air Force Research Laboratory's 711th Human Performance Wing. Guardians who actively participate in the study will be exempt from U.S. Air Force physical fitness standards. Garmin smartwatches have been or will be issued to active military members who have agreed to log workouts and complete monthly surveys provided by AFRL. The study has been overwhelmingly popular and offers far more freedom to Guardians who otherwise would have to be focused on running push-ups and sit-ups to pass a fitness test. Okay, now listen to this. Guardians in the study commit to an average of 150 minutes of intense physical activity a week. So basically 30 minutes of cardio a day for 5 days or something to that effect. The requirement ensures that Guardians aren't cramming for physical assessments. Working out consistently could help reduce the risk of injury that comes along with rapidly intensifying workouts. While researchers have never focused on whether military service members put off working out until their fitness tests approach, they do. Most Guardians self-reported they crammed ahead of tests. We did. With constant tracking, Guardians can be held to the same physical standards while participating in activities that appeal to them. Now, here's the part that
Skipping.
Eric would go crazy. Alex Morrow with the Guardian Resilience team at Peterson Space Force Base said, "We have got people who can get their exercise from jiu-jitsu, from dance, from hiking, even playing with their kids can qualify if Guardians reach the right level of cardio intensity," he said. The data can give Guardians a nudge if they are falling behind, or a bit of a mental reward if they are ahead. Well, we joked about that months ago, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how much movement does that Garmin have to register as cardiovascular?
I mean, they're not going to ask you like, "Hey, what were you doing?" It's like, "Oh, I was
Right.
phoning my wife right now." So,
But does it have to be like a big arm swing to register, or
30 minutes is
a
a long
short
time,
arm
though.
swing? To
No, but
register?
actually, that might count too. Depends what arm you use. Reverse grip.
But then you can switch up the Garmin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, very
He's
good.
lefty.
Yeah.
But I
You did,
think,
you know.
but the Garmin also, like the Apple Watch, I think it measures your VO2 levels and stuff like that. So I think it picks
Those
up your
will
heart rate.
definitely go up. That's for sure,
Yeah,
depending
so,
on your
I mean,
activity. Yeah.
Why does this reek of like a cyber threat in my mind?
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
yeah, because if they
100%.
get back into the because here's the thing is like even where I work and like the Guardians I work with, they have waivers to bring in those watches. Right. So just and then depending on who produces them, who gets them, it's gonna happen. I mean, if it's not already happening, that's what I
Just ask the Israelis and pagers.
Well, yeah, because then they map out U.S. bases based off smartwatches and on the tracking and stuff. You go on Strava, and people that are in military, friend people that are in the military, and you can see their activity throughout the base, and you can map out everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But let's see. The Dr. James Christensen, who's with the AFRL's 711th Human Performance Wing, said by tracking two basic metrics, cardiorespiratory fitness and physical activity, we can quickly verify that a Guardian has met their physical requirements and is ready for duty. We hope that continuous fitness assessment implemented via wearable technology will promote a higher, more consistent level of fitness across the force with expected outcomes like reduced injury and stress, improved resilience, and higher overall operational performance. The results of the study, expected at the end of October, will help drive the decision whether continuous fitness tracking should replace testing for the Space Force and potentially for other military branches such as the Air Force. While wearable fitness trackers are a hot topic for the military, Space Force has been able to move fast to explore them because the branch is so much smaller than the rest. So, if they're doing it, if the majority of Space Force people are doing it, I watch them walk around in uniform, and I'm like, they're not showing results.
Not physical results.
Not physical results. That's true.
Come on, Marty. Like you're in the SOF. I've seen you at the SOF at Buckley. So it's the new building behind the restricted area. And there's some people where you're like, first of all, that would not have been acceptable at all. I felt just my size right now. I felt I was like big in uniform. But man, these people are like twice my size.
They are enormous now.
Yeah.
They're really big, I think.
And then again, I mean, the other argument is they're in front of a computer, stuff like that. But then we talk about saving money in the government, right? Too. And then there is truth data when it comes to health, though, and stuff like that. I mean, do you want to invest in people that basically, it's like, I don't know. I know we're having recruitment issues, but do you want to invest in people that are going to have health issues for the rest of their lives? I don't know. Well,
and they're just going to blame it on Space Force and get money out of the VA for that, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I think it's a great idea to make sure that you're doing activity on your own because there's really no group.
Yeah,
PT
I like that
anymore.
aspect. Yeah.
But then again, I'm torn. Is like, do they need to be to a level of fitness that the other forces are when the majority of their work is sedentary behind a desk?
I think there's other aspects to group PT now that you bring it up. Like you did have a big camaraderie aspect to group PT. Yeah. Even if you were just running, you were out there running
together
with people that you wouldn't have normally like worked a shift with. Like you were there on the same team to play an ultimate frisbee. You were there.
That was fun. Yeah, that's
jogging. That like that was a good time, you know.
Gator ball. We played Gator ball.
Super fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
So I think those aspects made you more of a team also.
I agree. But that might not be the way of the military, or at least the Space Force anymore. They might just be going forward, trying to get people in, trying not to drive them too hard, trying to stay awake.
Well, yes. I mean, so I know before like the Space Force actually implemented this, there was a lot of talk. There was a lot of talk on career field based PT test or physical fitness standards.
Right.
Too. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll pave that way, but who knows?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to happen. You know, and I don't think it's a detriment because they're not asked necessarily to put somebody on their back. Hell, they can't even do self-aid buddy care anymore. You know, that's gone, right? It's just like I don't think they teach any of that stuff anymore. I think it's just like here's the phone. That's it. Hopefully the guy makes it by the time the guy gets into the MCS, but you know, you never know.
So while we're saving on healthcare, how much does it cost to like distribute a Garmin?
Oh yeah,
right. There's a couple $100 at least,
software.
Right? Garmin's are expensive, right?
And then what if the Guardian loses that?
Which they already have, I'm sure, right? They already done it. People have already run them over or lost them or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just the Garmin stuff like that. If it's reporting, I mean, I don't know. I think maybe how much are they saving on man hours and stuff like that? Because I think the argument is going to be commanders saying like, hey, our people have been more productive at work. We're not taking people away from work. Although I agree with Jake, the camaraderie part is like the part that's going to be missing, the team building part. But I think their investment is, we invest in these garments, but then we have more people at work. And I think psychologically it tells people, hey, we trust you enough to be an adult that you're going to take care of this. So I think that outweighs the cost of the Garmin.
Well, and I want to give them credit for trying something.
Yeah.
Let's try something.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
And I will tell you, Chief Harris, the SEO at Vandenberg, he told last time I talked to him, he said that any innovative ideas, anything that sounds crazy, that the chief, like all the leadership said they're going to try it as long as it gets through and it makes logical sense. They're going to try it. And they said they're, and if they fail, they hope to fail quick, and then they'll go back to something that works.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, that's a good point. I will respect that
them trying it.
Space Force is doing that, and I think us crusties, that's why we're retired. Sounds like, ooh, like I wouldn't do that, but I think we do have to go in an open mind and say, like, well, let's see what happens.
Well, I like the idea of it just doesn't have to be running. You know, if you're
yeah, I agree.
Like if you're big into martial arts, you can go get your cardio from that. If you like dance, you can go get your cardio from that.
Like hiking, yeah.
Dance?
Yes. But there, I mean, you know, maybe you could vigorously color. Maybe you can get your, cardio from that. Because I remember people sitting on console coloring, and I was like, "Why are you coloring?" And like, "Oh, it's stress reliever."
They have the cool new books.
Yeah,
huge distractor.
Yeah, it was. So we'll see. I mean, and Space Force is small enough that they can be this little test bed.
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Okay. Speaking of health, let's go to mental health, shall we?
Oh, here we go.
This one, interested in what you think about this. So this is from the Associated Press. All right. Psychedelic therapy sparks clash between Colorado officials and veterans. As Colorado becomes the second state to legalize psychedelic therapy this week. Second. Thank you very much, Jake. A clash is playing out in Colorado Springs, where conservative leaders are restricting the treatment over objections from some of the city's 90,000 veterans who become flag bearers for psychedelic therapy to treat post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, I think that's a little misleading. Are they saying 90,000 people need psychedelic drugs?
They've already taken psychedelics.
Yeah, that could have been. Yeah, that might have been.
That helped them.
Colorado residents voted to legalize the therapeutic use of psilocybin. Psilocybin, the chemical compound found in psychedelic mushrooms. In a 2022 ballot measure launching 2 years of rulemaking before it could be used to treat conditions such as depression and PTSD. And it's microdosing, right? It's microdosing off of that stuff, I think.
That's the studies I've read before.
Yeah.
It's called microdosing.
Right.
They're decriminalized in Colorado anyway. So there's like literally in between here and Parker, in Colorado, between Colorado Springs and Parker, there's multiple stores that are like growing shops, and they have mushroom grow kits, and they have other things like that. They advertise it right on the side of the building.
Yeah. So, and that's part of some of the rules they're limiting areas where these can go into. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll let you decide on this article because I thought this was kind of nitpicky a little bit, but we'll go through it. This week, companies and people will be able to apply for licenses to administer the mind-altering drug, though treatment will likely not be available for some months as applications are processed. Colorado joined Oregon in legalizing psilocybin therapy, though the drug remains illegal in most other states and federally. Over the last year, a growing number of Oregon cities have voted to ban psilocybin. While Colorado metros cannot ban the treatment under state law, several conservative cities have worked to preemptively restrict what are known as healing centers. It doesn't really explain what a healing center is, but it sounds like what you were talking about, Jake.
So what I've heard about it is that they're basically like a place where they go administer basically mushrooms or psilocybin, and they sit there and monitor you through the whole trip.
Oh, okay.
So it's like half counseling and half getting high.
And it's a safe place to do it. So you're just not going home tripping, looking at.
You're not releasing them. Okay, here, take this. Now drive home. You're not letting them go do
like
whatever.
the pot shops do.
Yeah. I mean, you're not, it's a therapy session and I guess a therapy session while stoned, I guess. I don't know.
But yeah, it's a safe place that they're monitoring your whole trip, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Which it seems semi-responsible to me.
Yeah.
In that they're watching you.
So, however, go ahead.
Go
on.
Oh no, I didn't get to read the article, but you may be getting into it. But did they say anything about MDMA? Because I know the VA and the states were talking about using MDMA as another form of. I don't know why they would. I mean, they consider it psychedelic, but depending on who's
it talks about it, but it talks about how. It does mention it later, so we'll get to it.
Okay. Cool.
But at a city council meeting in Colorado Springs this month, members were set to vote on extending the state prohibition on healing centers from 1,000 feet to 1 mile from certain locations, such as schools. Now, see, this is a part that's like, okay. Veterans have pulled in some conservative support for psychedelic therapy, managing to set it apart from other politically charged drug policies, such as legalizing marijuana. So if these healing centers are like what you're saying, Jake, where they are designed to like administer it, watch you, make sure everything's good, that's much different than just a marijuana shop, which you don't want next to a school. I get that. But to lump them into the same category, that seems a little overdoing it, maybe.
Okay, so you're going with a mile? Like, what's the prohibition on? Because liquor stores, weed stores, porn shops, all those have restrictions on distances from schools and things like that. And then also some of them have restrictions on distances from churches too.
I agree. Yeah. You're right.
What are those? Just make it the same. Like,
well, sure.
I guess. I don't know.
But those are just like you're buying something and you're going to shoot out on the street, and that's what they're trying to prevent it.
Well,
or shoot up on the street.
What about methadone clinics? Do those have restrictions? Those are state-sponsored drug clinics that you can go to. Right. Do they have restrictions on from schools?
I don't know. That's a good thing to look at.
So what cracks me up about that, though, is like, I feel like those clinics are not going to be like, hey, high school students, come on in, right? And here's the thing is, come on, let's be honest. If you want something, I'm not going to ask an adult. I'm probably better off asking a high school student, hey, score me some of this shit, and they'll probably get it for me.
Well, here's the thing. It's decriminalized. I can have a whole pocket full of shrooms right now in a church or in a school.
That's right.
You're not going to do anything about it.
Right.
It's decriminalized. Worst case scenario, I get a ticket and a misdemeanor.
Yeah, but they just don't want you distributing to the young innocent school kids.
Yeah,
Jake, that's what I'm saying. That's what they're saying.
I mean, I'm not handing them out for free. Come on.
Well, I know, but that's where they're clashing. That's where the council is trying to take some of these old conservative things.
My kids are so transparent with us. They tell us all the stories and all the shit that
goes on. Oh yeah, so is ours.
Like, so it's it's like, man, they always come with some good taste.
What?
My girlfriend asked her son and my son at the dinner table, have you ever tried weed? Her son was like, hell yeah. My son's like, why am I telling you that? I may or may not have sampled that. I'm like,
experimental
good answer,
reasons,
Ryan.
and you're like,
good answer.
Your
I
dad
may or may not have tried that.
Lawyer type
response. He's like that 1% Jew is coming out of you. I like
exactly.
No,
he got it from his mother's side, though. Damn it.
That's the standard clearance answer. I did it once experimentally. I never did it again. Right.
But you know what? That's changed though, because now, depending on what state you come in, you can say I smoked weed throughout all high school. They'll be okay. Just write it down.
Yeah. Now they don't care. Right.
Speaking of that, like I've never done mushrooms, and I wonder, like, how much of a trip? Now I'm like curious, like how much of a trip is there from something that could be picked up out of a forest in like Western type Colorado? Because I remember some friends.
No, go into any cow pasture.
Yeah, and they were looking for them, and they knew which ones to get. and they took them, and they seemed fine. I mean, they were funny, but
they
that's
say it also depends on your state of mind. I think that's why the healing centers are there, because I know, like, depending on like same thing with peyote. They say it's the same thing with mushrooms. Depends your state of mind and how you're going to go into it,
right?
And then that could really affect your high and the way you get to it. Now, where they've done a lot of successes in these type of PTSD type of stuff is if you have a good trip, I guess it just opens you up to get away from a lot of that trauma. So kind of answering your like, I don't know, it's just crazy. But I almost disagree with the getting away from the healing centers, because if people are trying to get over some trauma, that's the purpose of the healing centers, of having them
could
there.
be. Well, it says research has shown promise for psychedelic drugs such as psilocybin and MDMA, also known as Molly, in helping people with conditions such as alcoholism, depression, and PTSD. The scientific field remains in its relatively early stages. In Oregon, where the treatment started in June 2023, costs can reach $2,000 for one session. All right. That seems a little prohibitive.
I think they're going to drive up the cost.
Of the over 16,000 doses administered in the state, staff have only called 911 or taken a patient to the hospital 5 times. All right. Well,
sounds like a business opportunity.
Right.
Palmer Lake.
Other Colorado Springs City Council members raised concerns that the Food and Drug Administration has not approved psilocybin to treat mental health conditions, and in August rejected the psychedelic MDMA to treat PTSD. A number of clinical trials are still underway for both drugs.
But that's funny, right? Because they have studies back in the 60s and 70s with MDMA having the success. It was in the 80s when they made it illegal, the MDMA. Right. But I mean, there's so many success stories with it. And so I just think it's funny that saying that's like just in this infancy when there is records of it back in the days. But I mean, I get it. It's probably politicized. They got to make money.
Yeah. And I don't know. It sounds like the whole pot argument all over again, right? Like right before we legalize and stuff. Now, I'm not necessarily saying pot is danger free, because I think that's causing a lot more issues. But it sounds like the same arguments as like, hey, there are benefits to this as long as you don't abuse it, as long as you take it the right way. And then there's the stodgy old people who are like, nope, that's drugs, and it sounds like the same arguments that they had in the 80s and the 90s to where they finally passed it in the 2000s. So, but, get some of those results out if it is helping. What happened to that whole, try it at your own risk thing, and if it helps people with PTSD, that seems like we should run down that path a little bit faster.
I would agree.
So, well, thanks for filling us in on a lot of that information there, Jake. That was good. Jake, can you hear us? Jake?
Yo.
Jake. Maybe send them a message.
Well, I can't. Somebody send him a message.
Yeah.
If you could. Jake, we can't hear you.
He types like
Jesus.
Oh, sorry. Here. Oh no. Oh. Hey, leave my Spanglish alone and my grammar.
That's the HR in me.
Yeah.
Jake, can you hear us at all? I don't know why you'd be tolerant. No,
you're a liar.
Maybe he can. He's lying.
I think he's hoping that we talk crap about him. He's like, yeah, they're probably talking shit about me. I won't pretend I don't hear him.
Why is he just sitting there if he can't hear us then?
I don't know. He's like, hold on.
Well, somebody, I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. Hopefully he fixes it. Jake. No, we can't hear him now.
No, we can't hear you. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
what?
Yeah.
Oh, you just came back.
No.
So funny. It's like he's got gorilla fingers, but it's fast.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, there you are.
I just bypassed the headphones. I don't know what happened.
We were trying to figure out. Could he hear us?
I lost you
just...
like halfway through that, and I was like, "What?"
Oh wow! You looked like you were paying attention. You were doing a very good.
That was my pay attention face.
Look. Yeah, that was good.
I was bluffing.
Well, should we do one more story? Or should we talk about the year? Okay, well, let's do one more story here because I don't have any
history.
But this is I'm going to chop the shit out of this episode and just publish little sections of it because the rest of it's a mess. Okay, our last story. You ready for the year's first space junk story?
Yes.
All right. From space.com. Space debris crash in Kenya village, believed to be from leftover rocket hardware. Now, wait till you see this thing. Officials with the Kenya Space Agency. Who would have guessed that Kenya had a space agency? Right?
It's two people.
It's a guy with a shirt and his handwritten.
Space Force.
Space. Kenya.
Officials with the Kenya Space Agency in Nairobi have reported that a large metallic ring fell from the sky on December 30th, crashing red hot into Makuku village in Makueni County in the country's south. Investigators think the object, which is roughly 8 feet in diameter and weighing some 1,100 pounds, is actually a piece of space debris that came crashing down reportedly within the village at roughly 3 p.m. local time. The Kenya Space Agency secured the area and retrieved the debris, which is now under the agency's custody for further investigation. All right, now watch this. This is from Kenya TV, I think it is.
They need to turn that into some sort of
Now, police
playground.
accompanied by officials from the Kenya Space Agency have confirmed that the metal object that landed in a rural village in Makueni County is in
She's
fact
just as
a
excited
foreign
that they have a
object.
space agency.
Officials,
as we
however,
are.
say that further investigations will confirm the
Look at the
particulars
size of
of
that
the
thing.
foreign object. Residents in Mukuru village in Mboni East, Makueni County, remain perplexed and frightened about the object, which they say fell from the sky on Monday. They said that the object landed with a bang despite it hanging in the air for some time. Witnesses further say the object was red hot in color before it cooled down to its gray metallic color.
I had to cut it because then they went on into their native language for the rest of that broadcast. And I was like, holy cow, these guys are really angry. And I was like, no kidding. That thing was huge, 8 feet across.
Yeah, 8 feet across, dude.
So the rest of that is the one guy from the Kenya Space Agency said, okay, we're going to try to find out where this is from because of the treaty. I think the Outer Space Treaty or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think there's reparations to come out of almost killing a village with that piece that came down. But the really cool thing, orbital mechanics, cool. All right.
There is a label on my chair. Okay, sorry. Keep going.
She's so bored. She's playing with the label on her chair.
No, not bored.
Okay, so part of the article was, well, we're not sure if this is from space, and there was some guy who said, well, it could be from an airplane, but it's from space, all right? And this is why. An early review by Inside Outer Space of the Aerospace Corporation Center for Orbital and Reentry Debris Studies suggested a possible link to an incoming rocket body associated with an Atlas Centaur launch back in 2004. That rocket body left over, tagged as Object 28385, was predicted. Get this. It was predicted to re-enter on December 30th at 21:33 UTC, with the flight path taking it over Africa.
Huh.
Yeah, this thing came in at on the 30th at 3 p.m. Africa time. So I don't know if that's UTC plus or minus 2, but it's pretty much right on the money.
Damn.
The Atlas Centaur rocket out of Cape Canaveral Space Force Station on August 31st, 2004, carrying a classified USA 179 satellite. That's what it's from. According to the NASA Space Science Data Coordination Archive, USA 179 is an American military satellite for the NRO, launched by an Atlas 2AS rocket from Cape. It was the last flight of the Atlas 2 model, and it almost crushed a village. So,
Nice.
See, they should keep that momentum and say, hey, did you know that this is the last Atlas 2?
yeah, that's a keeper. That's worth some money
That's
if you guys want it. Try to bullshit.
You can recycle that.
Because these guys are already lawyering up, and they're like, I wonder how much money we can get. And they're like, hey, that's worth some money. Do you want to sell it to us? And they're like, hold on. Maybe we want to keep it. Just flip the script on them and do the Jedi mind trick. And they're like,
nice.
Maybe this goes in the Kenya Museum.
That's hilarious.
Well, that was rough. That was a rough 2025.
That was a good time.
It just shows personality.
Yeah.
People are perfect.
Oh, well, that's true. Hopefully that's not a harbinger of this new year. This golden age of America and golden age of the Late for Changeover podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Golden age.
Speaking of golden age, we don't have any history because golden age is in a
retirement home.
Retirement home.
Surrounded by a sea of beige.
But speaking
And
of
mauve.
history,
Mauve.
so this is speaking of history. So you guys know the 310 Space Wing's doing like this whole alumni heritage thing, and they're doing the gala. So I just send you the invite. I send them the invite to the alumni thing, but they're actually trying to get everybody that was part of the 310 that's either already retired or part of the 310 to actually see who would attend. So it's not like the awards banquet. It's actually they're doing the whole gala. So maybe
how did you hear about this thing?
I still keep in touch with everybody. So here,
they're not doing a very good job of contacting alumni.
It's on Facebook.
They're just building it right now. No. So here, let me send you.
They're depending on people to share it. Like Juan just did.
Yeah.
Good job, Juan.
Thank you very much. Wow.
I honestly do appreciate the 310th because
their
building is right there next to building 24. And I take my afternoon walk and sometimes I go in there and go potty. I'm like, oh, thank you, 310th. Your building is still open and mostly unoccupied. I shall use it.
And it is a beautiful building.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
that's a good building.
Hey, Marty, I can't find you on my Facebook, like to invite you. So, Anna, if you can send them the invite to the alumni thing, but the invite to the gala's in there. It's going to be March 1st. So I think that's going to be like the last one they do. But they have like a thing of events, all kinds of stuff that's going on for it.
Do I just get invite?
Yeah.
Marty.
Is there any raffles? Are they raffling off the?
But you know what you should
all
do?
The trophies in the awards closet.
Get together with the POC, and maybe we go in there, and as people walk in, you can start doing your show live, and then say like, "Hey, you know, what do you think? This is going to be the last 310 Space Wing."
Maybe.
Get together and blah blah blah. No, I'm telling you, I think that would be cool.
I don't think
we could set up a table. That'd be kind of cool.
We can set up a table. And I'll talk to some of the POCs and see if they're cool with it.
I don't want to do this in public.
Did I work for that?
Marty,
live.
I don't think I have you on Facebook either.
What?
No, I have you on Facebook. I can't find them for the invite.
So it's your fault, Marty.
I guess so.
You weren't such a recluse.
Try the Swearing In podcast on Facebook. That's one of 3 pages I'm on. So
Swearing In.
Anyway, let's
Is it
wrap
when
this
they're
show up
marching?
because whoever's
Yeah.
watching this thing is not going to.
Yeah, they're like, what in the hell?
So, on behalf of all of us here, I'd like to thank you for listening today. Please like, share, subscribe, and let us know how we did in the comments. And make sure next week that you are not late for changeover.
You got the black lung? Dude, and for all your future geriatric, how do I forward that to who? What? Tune into the last 45 minutes of this show and you won't be disappointed.
Now, Eric's probably like,
night.
oh, and I'm the one in the rest.
Even I know how to do that.
Hey, but for real though, Marty, want me to ask if they'll be cool with us setting up you want to do a live show before like it starts?
Hell yeah, let's do the whole thing, man.
Yeah,
we don't even have to do it live. We could do it recorded.
No, and then you can interview some people, stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Maybe I can get all the officers who hated me and then they can come on.
Dude, that would be awesome.
That'd be fun.
Are you still? You're still recording? Huh?
I know. Hey, everyone
Hell yeah.
watching and listening, thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you next week.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah.